Alright, guess we're already live. Wow. That was unexpected. Normally you have to hit the button to start. Anyways, so I wanted to boot up DOS natively on this fine machine. So first I'm going to start building MS-DOS. I think I've covered this before. It's really not that exciting. I guess I don't have all my stuff here. That's good. Alright, I know I downloaded DOS. Let's go to downloads. VM DOS. Got the source. Back. This will just take a few moments. So this is being captured from a real PC, so I'm going to have to set up the USB drive in a way that I can boot onto it natively and then use the Sound Blaster emulator and then let's run some Doom. This would be great. I guess just to prove that it works. Although this machine is so old, the Rufus DOS boot thing doesn't work, which is kind of annoying. But you know, you got to work with what you got, and I don't have very much. Wow, this thing's kind of slow, even though it's using an SSD. Come on, there we go, finally. Scan CD source. Alright, there we go. And now we can just set env. And then unmake. There we go, we're compiling DOS. So on disk parts. And let's just see list disk. Select disk 1. I think we can hit clean on here. Alright, so let's wipe to my USB. And then just so I don't forget, this DOS4 so you can't make massive partitions. So I'm just going to make a 2 gig partition. Like that. That's good enough. So we can go ahead and exit from here. And then we just got to wait for this thing to finish compiling MS-DOS. I guess I do need a administrator command prompt. So we go with that. Alright. I guess to make this work, one of the things is you got to be able to mount the physical drive, or in this case the USB, as a virtual hard drive to stand in. I know, it's very annoying. But if you check under disk management, you get the disk 0 being my primary disk, and then disk 1 being my USB. So, in case you ever wonder where those weird things come from, operating system uses disk numbers, and then disk letters get assigned to partitions. Yeah, I know, it gets very confusing very quick. I think there's a make file I gotta fix in this thing. Not too sure. Not too sure. It'll be a while. I guess I could have cheated and just compiled DOS ahead of time. But, you know, I guess some people like to, see it just being made, all the stuff flashing on the screen. But I think it was a year ago they released the source code to MS-DOS. But as far as I know, I think I was the first person to get it to compile, so hooray for me. Gosh, I can't believe time flies like that. So yeah, I guess we're getting ready to close out 2025. Can't believe it. Feels like in some ways this year never was going to end. Other ways, yeah. Just blink and it's over. This year's been a very trying year. Very trying. This place I work for, it's just been way too much. But you know, that's the way she goes. You don't get to pick and choose, unfortunately. And in this economy, yeah, sometimes you're just happy to have a job. But yeah, I know, it's Christmas Eve. I'm definitely not going to win any fans over with this riveting content. I'm not sure if it would be faster to build this, because I mean, or using native, I mean, maybe I should time it. I mean, then again, I just really don't enjoy compiling DOS4 that much. And as much as I'd like to use one off the shelf, I keep misplacing this thing, so yeah, because the default one has a messed up boot sector. From the factory, it's always been messed up, so yeah, I put the fix in place from people smarter than me. But it's just a matter of compiling it. I know I've got a version of this that builds under Windows. Oh yeah, I remember what the issue is now. Basically, it's creating the floppy disk, and it's just so much more easier to do with DOSBox. Yeah, see, I knew there was an error. It's not necessarily with display; it's the beeping. I don't have an edit, do I? Make file. Yeah, it gets upset about this make out because it thinks it's a actual instruction. Alright. So I think I can go back here and just unmake. Yeah, it's just going to beep a few times. Because the code pages for the printer stuff, very important. I've never even tested the other code pages to see if they're even relevant. But what can I do? But anyways, yeah, so I guess there's a bug in the build. So I'll have to update that for archive.org again. More I disappoint. Yeah, I know. I'm getting too many people bugging me. It's okay. Oh, wrong mouse, of course. Wrong mouse. So let's see. This from here to here. Oh, it's just some sampled weather. It's not actually raining. It certainly feels like it should be. Oh, good. DOS finished. So we're going to make a bin directory. cpy bin. Cool. Enter the A drive, nothing, so cpy a:. And then we can test it under emulation with the boot 4. Cool. Alright, so that's compiled DOS. And then we've got our DOS diskette. So again, going back to what I wanted to do, which is get this USB ready. So I've gone ahead and created a 2 GB partition. And now we're just going to go ahead and fire up to QEMU to boot off the floppy drive from the DOS directory. And then use the USB as a hard drive. So let's see, first thing we need to do is fire up fdisk. Set the active partition for number 1. Escape, format c:/s. So this will make a bootable system disk. Call it DOS4, I guess. So md c:/DOS. And then copy everything to c:/DOS. Alright, so now I can go ahead and type in system set to the console. I guess it booted from the hard drive. I guess better priority. Yep. Alright, so that's more or less built out. Now I can refresh from here. Now it sees it's DOS FAT4. Very good. So let's go out of here to my DOS4 drive. Now I've prepared some stuff to copy over for running native DOS. So I'm going to copy over a copy of Doom 1.1 and what I call Euclidean Doom. That's the one where every time you get hit, it gets you closer where pi equals 3.0. Monkey Island and Commander Keen don't work right, so I'm just going to delete those. But that should be us with a custom autoexec and config sys. I guess I can upload this archive.org so people to follow around. But we're basically done under Windows 10 now. So let's reboot. There goes my low effort music. Because I originally wanted to do some kind of a nonsensical retro computer thing with this. Because the end of the world happened. Oh, F12, F12. So on this one, it's USB hard drive to boot. And then we should be in DOS4. Cool, with that weird memory manager thing loaded. And then I believe I type in out 0. And this will load the Sound Blaster emulator with output set to 0, which will be the headphone jack. Because otherwise it goes out the optical, and I don't have optical audio capture. Cool, so we go ahead and install Doom. Doom, yes, create. So 1.1 is actually the first commercial release of Doom. I mean, I bought Doom so many times from Steam and all these other game stores. Real copies, it's just too many. Anyway, so music's going to be ad lib. Sound effects, Sound Blaster 227. Which I never do on physical hardware. Physical hardware I also use 5, but yeah, here we are. So it'll be fine. 7, number 1 DMA, and 4 audio channels, and let's go. Oh, the audio is like very low. Let me see. Of course, that could be just me for my my point of view. I'm not sure about the mix. But other than just watching my voice on the oscilloscope, let me see if I can put this to yellow. So let's go for my favorite level. So I know people are always crying like, oh, I want DOS 3, oh, I want DOS 6, I want DOS 5. I mean, DOS 4 isn't that bad. Yeah. I mean, if anything, the biggest problem it had for emulation was the fact it wouldn't boot off of modern hard drives. But, you know, it's just a small stack fix. And then with the fix in place, here we are. You know, this is a i7, 860, 16 gigs of RAM, a 1 terabyte SSD. This is a 32 gigabyte USB drive. I mean, it's not a bad machine in no sense. Oh yeah, and an NVIDIA, what is this, a 750 Ti. So I mean, it's not exactly a sludge for its time period of, you know, the Windows Vista 7, early 10. But, you know, computer parts have, you know, just had the rug pulled out from underneath them. Things are Things are bad. You know, DDR5 is more than doubled in RAM, and we're still not in 2026. This is still 2025. Alright, we just exit out of here. You know, yeah, we're still in 2025. And if you go to any of the used stores out here, they do not have DDR5, DDR4, or DDR3. I guess just for prosperity, what my configs this is. And then I guess at least I've got this written down somewhere as far as how I set this. But yeah, things are gonna get real bad. We've barely hit, you know, just the beginning. This is just the beginning with all the vendors that have exited either out of DRAM or flash construction. GPU vendors have already, you know, NVIDIA's already said they're going to cut production. Yeah, this is going to get a lot worse before it starts getting better. I guess I could find Duke Nukem for this thing. But yeah, I just more so wanted to show off, I guess, building MS-DOS. Building MS-DOS, and then checking out the SBEMU on real hardware. Yeah, I know it's cheating, but whatever. Although it is kind of nice with the big screen TV. If you go to play Doom like I'm totally blind now. Yeah, 2026 is going to be interesting. All these people thinking that people are going to optimize code. Wishful thinking. I already know what the answer is going to be. I'm not going to like it. It's going to be cloud everything. Yeah, we've already gone down that road before in the 70s. You don't own your mainframe, you don't own your data. We're already basically there. It's just a shame that people are going to be so quick to give it up. I blame all the Electron users. You know, I mean, my goodness, how many gigabytes of data or RAM do you need to run Discord? Insane. I mean, on the one hand, I'm glad I upgraded my PC to 64 gigs. On the other hand, kind of annoyed I didn't go into debt and get a newer processor and load it out with DDR5. You know, that was one thing. Oh, there you go. Why are the free Doom reviews used? Just because. Just because. Although with this one, I did compile the map sources from Romero, so it's not just anything stock. It's all compiled by myself. This is a custom version of Doom I did after reading about a paper where they said what happens if pi is not 3.14. So here, let's take some damage. And then what you'll see is that the closer we get to 3, the crazier the level builds are. You can see like the floor and the ceilings and the walls all move. This kind of stuff would make you totally sick. And then if I get some health, there, so now we're 3.08. So now it's closer to normality. Yeah, the more damage you take, the more off-center gets, and you'll find that you can't walk in a straight line. So it's kind of like being intoxicated. Yeah, so this is not the normal thing. Yeah, marathon scroll wandering, yeah. I never did like Marathon just because it was like so weird to control. I'm not sure if the map shows it that much. It would be wild if it showed... Oh! That's me being teleported. Of course, this is the free Doom music and stuff. Because I didn't want to make something that was completely, I don't know, illegal. I mean, this is probably, I mean... I don't know. I mean, Romero released the maps, so... But then again, he wasn't a NID employee when he released this. Yeah, it feels weird. Yeah, oh yeah! Everything feels weird in that way, too. I mean, it's hard to believe, you know, there was a time before the WASD and mouse look and all that. I'm still using the arrow keys just because I'm freaking old. Still strafe with the alts and controls, but I get in so much trouble in that modern operating systems because you hold down alt and control. They either think you're disabled or they think you're trying to do some stupid window thing. Yeah. The modding tools for Doom have always been kind of iffy. I guess there's a weirdism to the when pi is not 3.14. I should add the thing where it's constantly telling you what pi is somewhere. But this is just a quick hack I did. I think this one I'm also using the AI tool thing for the fixed point mathematics. So it's 100% pure C, no assembly. I think. And then I think the audio engine comes from... Oh gosh... The Duke Nukem people. Apogee. If I remember correctly, they did an Apogee sound engine for... Oh gosh, that guy that has the flying game. Well, it's not really flying, it's like a top-up, shoot-em-up thing. That's too far away. I had a hidden thing. Isn't there normally a guy up here? Oh, it's on the other side. Yeah, I don't want health. Oh, I'm trying to remember his name. It was really popular for some people, this shoot 'em up thing. But yeah, it was Apogee. The guy's making the same game again. He advertises it on X from time to time. When he's not normally, I guess, rage baiting. I follow from time to time. Scott something or other? Ah, not Scott Snyder. I can't remember his name. I hate not being able to remember. I guess I could look it up, but... Oh wait, what am I doing? I'm in MS-DOS. There's no Alt-Tab. It's been so long since I've played Doom on, like, native hardware. Oops. Ah! No, pi is 3.14 again. Remember this guy hiding down here was scary. Ah, I must be at the right level. That's what it must be. I'm not sure if there is direct tools for direct ports to Windows. A lot of the tools. I know at one point they were trying to port the Next Step tools to Mac OS. I assume someone did it. But I know they were very Next Step-y. So probably missing some vital framework or something. Although, speaking of native hardware, I was almost thinking of trying to do some EUFI 68,000 nonsense. Because I was almost thinking it would be almost fun to see if I could interface one of those old 68K Mac emulators directly in with I guess the PC hardware as much as possible to see if I could boot off a Mac OS CD-ROM. Although then again, I guess because I'm capturing how to emulate drivers and stuff. Because of course the Endian being all wrong. Yeah, am I really emulating? I don't know. Is it really hardware emulation? Maybe if the disk is working. Yeah. I think the Amiga had something like that too. I can't remember what the heck it was called. I never got the chance to run it. There, Pi's closer to 314 if I shoot that thing. Because there's a guy that's been doing a lot of work for getting older Mac OS 7 running on PowerPC. Now that that CHRP version's been leaked to 7.01? No, 7.1. There, you can see what happens when Pi's not proper. How things just slide in and out of the walls. Oh man, this is kind of funky on the larger TV. It's like you think you can watch TV, but you can't. It's so weird when it's not straight, but it looks like you're going straight. Now this guy just comes right out of the wall. Let's try to see if I can set this barrel through the wall. I guess? Yeah, I guess it will come up. Oh, that's where they are. They're over there. Oh, I still can't believe this was 1993, so... it'll be 33 years. Man, where does the time go? Oh, Pi's 2 again, I believe it crashes. I'm trying to remember what happens. There's a video somewhere out there of like what happens when Pi is all different values, and then DooM was the best thing that could handle giving it just non-Euclidean numbers. But you would need a math degree to know like what really happens if Pi is not 2. But it handles 3.0, but I just figured that was good enough for 0 health, because you see you get rendering artifacts like these walls coming out of nowhere. You can't really walk into the tiles coming out from nowhere. But yeah, this is kind of neat in a way, because you think, you know, the health right there, just go straight and you just, nope, missed it. I'll have to put links up for all this stuff. Then again, I don't know if I can, because I hear all these people whining and crying about losing their YouTube channels when they put up links to external sites. I don't know what the hell's going on with YouTube. Everything wants to go all AI, and AI is just pure sloth. But like I was saying, I used AI to do the fixed point mathematics for this. Because all the smart people are telling me that, yeah, just figure it out for yourself. But I'm not that smart. So it's kind of nice to lean on the machine saying, here's what a fixed point multiplication looks like when you do a fixed point division, but only using C. And only using 32-bit integers, because the GCC can do it with a synthetic 64-bit math. But obviously if you're on a 386, there is none. There you go, I died. Ah. I forgot this is annoying because then you have to start all the way at the beginning right around. Yeah, screw that. Of course, then again, I guess if you're smart, you just save as you go, like we did back in the day. So yeah, this is my own warped thing. I keep thinking I could just like tab over, but yeah, I'm not in Windows. There's no Windows here. Because I was originally thinking of putting this on Steam. But I know I'd get in so much trouble. And then maybe combining this with one of those level generators. Just because, you know, to make good maps and stuff, my god, that would take so much effort and time, and neither of which I have. But then you know, the other part too, if it's all random generated levels, nobody's gonna play it. I don't know. Then I just feel like nothing's good enough, and I get bored and quit. Without even trying. Yeah, previously defeated. I didn't realize my health is already 2%, wow. Should have realized it because pi is so low. Yeah, so it's these loopy things where people and things just hover in and out of existence. Whoa. Yeah, he was coming through the walls. Yeah, I know, generated levels are definitely looked down and they're banned, yeah. Exactly, because it's just so low effort. I can understand why they'd ban it. And then that's why I was so happy to see when Romero released the source code to the levels, and I'm like, wow, I can compile levels. That's easy enough to do. And then just grab the free DOOM assets and was like, well, here's the thing. Yeah, and of course the engine source has been released. I think I used GCC for this. I mean, I must have. Or is this the one where I used Watcom? This might be Watcom. Oh, there's no edit, of course not. I really should put stuff in there. Yeah, if you use more than 2 gigabytes, expect it to explode. Yeah, it's crazy just all that heartache and effort to get DOS4. I still can't believe IBM was okay with them releasing it. It still blows me away. Yeah, but here we are, you know, this magical day and age. Oh well, let me reboot back. Let me show off links, I guess, anyways. In case anyone wants to check out this nonsense. The one thing that's cool about archive.org is they have the JavaScript DOS box. So you don't have to download it or mess with it or anything. Yeah, just still so bummed out. This machine started out as a joke. You know, just what could I build for less than 20 pounds? since I'm in the UK now. And I got this board for 10, the processor for 5. The board came with 16 gigabytes of RAM. I had the 750 Ti lying around. I think I paid 20 for it, like back in summertime. Yeah, exactly. So it acts up like a modern machine. It was just like a joke that here we are and build a retro computer to run retro Windows 10. But yeah, if you find me on archive.org, it's neozed with an extra E. I don't know why, something about potatoes and Dan Quayle. Most people are too young to get the joke. But if you check my uploads or just search for Doom, I did score a registered copy of Doom, so I did make images of the floppies. But yeah, here we go. Non-Euclidean Doom. I mean, I wouldn't expect anyone to like remember to type this thing in, but yeah, just click the link. You don't have to download anything. It's kind of fun for the office too. Here we go, DOSBox. Oh, this one is compiled with Wacom. But either way, yeah, same thing. This is where I got the data and stuff from. So here's the i7 playing the same thing through through DOSBox on JavaScript. Yeah, it is kind of cursed, kind of messed up. And then this is just straight up ZDoom. So this is, like I was saying, this is the Romero levels compiled. Oh, this is the SCO 386 version. Is this one playable? I don't think it's playable. No. I guess this is a virtual machine. Yeah, I think I just did it weird for SCO 386, but yeah, GCC 137. Just to prove that old stuff works. Yeah, DOSBox will seem worse just because it's JavaScript. Yeah, and this is a i7, so it's not exactly the best. When I say i7, this is like the first generation i7 860. Like to bring up CPU Z or CPU ID. Yeah, this is first generation. This machine is ancient. So definitely not going to get great performance on this guy. It's a Linfield, so yeah, kind of old. Oh, a new version already. That's nice. Yeah, some old gigabyte thing I got it on eBay. With the 16 gigabytes of RAM, 10 pound, and it had some goofy i5 in it. So I was going to write this whole thing about, retro computing for like under a 20 and haha, run Windows 10 for retro computing. But wow, the the world changed so quickly. I was not expecting RAM prices to more than double in the last month. Every day I just keep watching it, just disbelief, like what is going on? It's just absolute madness. But I guess I could just show off that anyways. Any of my project stuff, I've just been uploading it into archive.org, so if anyone's interested, just users and just neozed with an E on the end. Yeah, from the old Sega game Shinobi. Yeah, it was a long time ago, but wow, so much crap I've uploaded over the years. So much crap. Oh, I should almost try that. See, I don't think I did the audio for the DOS version, just for OS2. I think this is a disk image. Yeah, it is, isn't it? So let's see if I can mount this. Don't think you can mount it, can you? No, you can't. This is where you need DOSBox. Let's see. /DOS. Never remember the syntax. img mount a, and then it would be sar t flop p, and mount f colon slash. So this will give me. It's a stacker floppy. Ah. Don't think this is gonna work, is it? Oh, I guess we'll find out. Let's see if this works on real hardware. Yeah, it's not going to recognize the hard drives, is it? So close, but so far away. Oh, I can use QEMU. I can use QEMU, can't I? I guess it doesn't really matter. But I don't know if it's worth getting into other stuff on this hunk of junk. I mean, I do find it funny that this machine actually can play Cyberpunk. Despite it, not being latest and greatest and all that. I mean, for a 15-year-old CPU, I'm actually kind of surprised, because I think most things would cap it out. But I recall it being kind of terrible. Yeah, just play. Just go. Graphics driver's out of date. Well, it's not the only thing out of date. I don't know if you can hear the fans in the background. This thing's getting ready to take off. Although I must admit, I normally use a controller playing this, so on keyboard this is going to suck. Because I don't think I can even play Fortnite, what all the kids love to play. Not like I need any of that nonsense. Because I'm pretty sure it needs a newer CPU. Which is just a damn shame, because, it does everything else just more or less okay.
Hey everyone, feels great to have you back. So then, did you
of course, this is all pre-rendered.
Arasaka aircraft carrier docked in Night City called Kujira, or the Whale?
But yeah, you can just see this thing struggling to load.
Figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters.
But 4 gig GPU.
Fishermen might harpoon it for science.
Yeah, some instruction if I remember. I'd have to go through the hassle of reinstalling them. Just not in the mood. Yeah, I think I just started this run over, but I already forget what the heck I was even doing. Let's see if I get down to the street.
MS is one of the few diseases that cannot be cured by replacing
go down to the
affected
entrance.
tissue with implant technology.
I mean, it's not great, but it is cyberpunk.
It's time for your local news. The Aratama Matsuri
Yeah, I want to say that Fortnite needs some CPU instruction. And if you try to patch it out or emulate the instruction, it sees it as a cheat. And then that's it, man. You're banned for life. Or at least that's what happened to someone else.
The sponsor for the festival is the Arasaka Corporation. And in an exciting development, even Hanako Arasaka has announced her participation in the Dashi Parade. From all of us at WNS News, we wish you a safe and fun Matsuri. Enjoy yourselves, Night City.
I guess this would be like the equivalent of a PlayStation 4 trying to run Cyberpunk. Oh, yeah. So I just avoid Jackie. Try not to get run over. I used to play the board game, well not really board, tabletop game, you know, back in 88, 89. So, I guess as a boomer like myself then, to me it's just kind of amazing to have gone from pen and paper, yeah, to Night City as something you can actually walk around in. It's just freaking weird. Man, and everyone lost their shit when this game came out. I just hated the protagonist. To me that was the hardest part, just getting past the protagonist, because they all suck.
Don't rub me.
Yeah. I want to say in the benchmark this thing was getting like 30 frames a second. So, yeah, it's not great, but for 750 Ti and an i7 860, that's not bad. I'm trying to remember how to slide, was it C? Yeah. Oops, maybe I didn't want to get involved with the cops. They'll try to steal the cop car. But they usually don't like it when you steal their cars. But you know, that was kind of true in the RPG too. Messing with Night City Police was generally a bad idea. Oh no, I guess someone's gonna make me that. Well, it's generally better to just let them kill each other. Just not get involved. Yeah, this was going to be my epic thing towards the end of the year. Just like, wow, look what you can do with a sub $100 machine. Then the world went crazy. I swear, it's just like COVID all over again. Whoops, didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that. Ah, keyboard control on this just feels so wrong. I feel like the back rooms, you're not supposed to be here. But even though it's nowhere near the size of like a real city, it's still kind of neat how much junk there is in this game. And how much nonsense you can occasionally find, dead net runners hiding in ice buckets, and all kinds of weird stuff. Yeah, what a difference from Doom from 93 to this in, what, 2023? Yeah, it just seems like such a shame. And now with the RAM crunch coming, and I'm like, we're not even in 2026, so all these people thinking it's only going to double. Just read to the end of a lot of these articles. They're talking about, you know, not coming back into production in like maybe 2028, maybe. And it's not just going to hit DRAM, you know, because obviously they're going to shift all their production to GDDR RAM. It's also going to be Flash. You know, Samsung's supposed to be exiting all the flash memory along with Crucial. I guess I could pull up articles and do something proper about it, but ow! Where's the fun in that? So, the logical thing that's going to happen is either the Chinese are going to fill the gap because they can actually manufacture some of this stuff. I think it's Asus or ASRock is already going to make a newer board that's going to support DDR4. Because, you know, you're just not going to be able to buy DDR5. Those days are over. NVIDIA is going to cut production of consumer GPUs. So that means ATI is going to follow suit. You know, this machine was a kind of like a joke to me, but I'm going to end up buying a case for this thing. And, you know, holding on to it. This is, you know, definitely a backup I don't want to lose, just because, you know, it started as a joke, but it's very capable. You know, I'll probably have to put Linux on it just because of the end-of-life software. I'm definitely not running 11 on it. Alright. Officially, I can't run 11 on this thing because it's too old. But I'm not going to bother trying to hack 11 on this thing. You know, because who cares? 11's a dead end anyways. Now I can't take control. Bummer. Ah, yeah, because I'm like a level nobody.
You want trouble?
Oh yeah, the 11 to Rust. So I've tried to talk to the people I know at Microsoft, and it's one project manager that went off the rails. They're not doing anything. It's supposed to be a development tool, and they're just trying to humble brag how smart it is. And basically, he posted it on LinkedIn, and it got popular because, you know, of course, you're bragging about one engineer generating 1 million lines of code a month for translation, and that's just not going to happen. Yeah, because I'm like, even if it was real, NT 3.1 is about 4.5 million lines of code. So they already have a team of 6 people, and I'm like, that means you could prove, you know, you could prove it for real. Go ahead and port Windows NT 3.1 to Rust. You know, it's a massive code base. It's millions of lines of code. Yeah. And sure, it definitely had issues and stuff, but, you know, can you do bug for bug? The answer is there's no freaking way. There's no way they could port NT 3.1 to Rust. Yeah. Or another thing is just like, put up or shut up, man. Go grab SQL Server. The actual core of SQL Server is not that big. Yeah. Go ahead and port SQL Server to Rust. There's no way it's gonna happen. No freaking way. They're out of their minds. But yeah, it's just a business guy, or manager guy, just bragging about ridiculous metrics to look good on Facebook. On Facebook. Looking at Mac OS, yeah. And you know, that's my daily driver. I gave up on Windows. I got the M4 Mini. You know, it's good enough. The 16 gig of unified RAM means you can run AI stuff. So I use Whisper on it from time to time. And, you know, I've got access to a 5090, and believe it or not, for Whisper it's pretty comparable. The big thing is the 5090's got 32 gigs of video RAM. And the Whisper Media model's about 4 gigs. So I can load a lot more on the machine with a bunch of 5090s. Just because a Mac with 256 gigs of RAM would cost a frickin' fortune. But the way RAM prices are going, and if they cut and restrict the GPU supply, Apple's going to end up being the winner. You know, and what did they do? Same thing like the Steam success story. Just do nothing. Just do nothing. So, we still haven't seen, you know, the Steam machine, if that's even going to happen. I have no idea if they've got contracts for that DRAM. And the GPUs. So I think they locked down the CPU, but... Yeah, everyone acts like COVID never happens, and I can't tell you how many times I've had contracts in hand. And that people either use the force majeure or just said simply, I'm going to make so much more money selling masks than your cheap shit out of China. And too bad. Yeah, go ahead, sue me. What good is it going to do? Because even if they have to pay me back for, you know, not producing my stuff, they're going to make so much more making AI garbage and AI hardware. You know, it's one of those things. You can see the writing on the wall. All these people thinking this is going to be some temporary thing. You know, this is not going to be temporary. Yeah. I've probably said it a million times. 2026 hasn't even started yet. We are not even into the next calendar year. So, yeah, I would definitely look at the M4 Mini.
I mean, listen, I thought about it.
It's not that bad.
There are these
Oh, hello.
geometric patterns, subtle accessories, not too many.
Yeah, why not?
Like 3 colors.
It's not tab, is it? Oh, well, that guy's into the kill. Can't remember how to get in the inventory. E? Or is it I? Inventory. It is I. Ah! These controls are the worst.
Girl, nothing like the original.
Yeah, that's what I like about Cyberpunk though. You walk around, you can find all kinds of crazy stuff.
But if you can't have what you want, you better start wanting what you have.
And then, yeah, you know, Wine runs stuff pretty well on Mac OS too. You know, from SQL Server to the newer Visual Studio stuff seems to run okay-ish. The VS Code. It's not as bad as it used to be. It's not as bad as it used to be with stuff, but to me the biggest hang-up is that it's 64-bit only. Just because there's still a lot of 32-bit junk I like running. Like old compilers and tools and stuff. Yeah, oh my gosh. I still can't believe it's Christmas Eve already. Man, this year's just flown by. Oh, and I guess that's the end of concurrent viewers, huh? I think I'm gonna end the stream then. Well, hope anyone enjoyed, you know, building and running Doom on native hardware. Or I guess just a quick peek too of what my 15-year-old i7's capable of. Don't let them fool you. Old hardware's just as good, man. To be honest, it's probably all you're gonna get for a while. Yeah, I should also mention that there's a bunch of used hardware stores in the UK. CEX or Sex Store, whatever they call it. Anyways, yeah, so they always sell old processors, video cards, RAM, hard drives. There's no RAM. There's no RAM available. I was buying DDR3 sticks for this project. Yeah, I'm not paying a lot. £1, £2. I think the most I paid was £5 for a stick. And again, I was just buying DDR3 because I wanted the beginning of the i7 line, but I didn't want to. Well, obviously, didn't want to spend a lot of money because I figured I was just gonna end up gifting this machine to some poor kids because it was just gonna be such a cheap machine. Man, it's amazing how times have changed. People are hoarding RAM already like crazy. You cannot buy DDR2, 3, 4, or 5 in the used market. And then when I asked a computer reseller guy, he was like, he's got nothing. Yeah, He's not holding on to anything. Everything he's having to buy, you know, basically market prices he got. To order per order. Although I'd be surprised if he wasn't hoarding some RAM, but like I said, 2026 hasn't even started. If I had a stockpile of RAM, you know, I'd be waiting. I would definitely be waiting, because this stuff could easily just explode 10x, 20x. You know, things are not going to get pretty. And again, like I said, I'm kind of glad I, you know, maxed my old desktop up to 64. I'm just kind of annoyed I didn't go ahead and go ridiculous and get a new board and jump to 256 gig, because, you know, those 64 gig modules, those are going for a lot of money right now. And again, we're still not even in 2026. Things are gonna get real bad. So yeah, with that, I'll probably do another stream later on, either tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, Merry Christmas. Should be a good year otherwise, I'm hoping, but for anyone involved in computer stuff, man, whew, this is not a good time. Anyways, catch y'all later.